Hello everyone, I do hope you're well. This is going to be quite a long video, but what I want to do is go through a couple of phone calls between Chris Watts and his mother Cindy Watts, just to highlight in some detail how dysfunctional their relationship is, how she just talks over him, she doesn't allow him a thought. Very, very dysfunctional. The two phone calls I've chosen is the one that she had with him while he was in Weld County jail just before his sentencing, where she was there, she could see him, but she was speaking to him via a phone line. The second one is about 10 days or so after his sentencing, and he rang home. I couldn't deal with her. She's an impossible character for somebody like me to deal with. I'm very outspoken. We would have flames throwing at each other. But Chris is completely passive. And this seems to be something that is just part of him, part of his life. And it's very telling. So without further ado, let's do this.
We're so conscientious. You are so conscientious.
Right off the bat, let's bring in some psychology. So, high conscientiousness. I could see that in Chris, but even higher, I think, would be his trait agreeableness. He just agrees with whoever or whatever is in front of him. It's like he can't say no. High in introversion, high conscientious, high agreeable. It's the kind of person who someone like Cindy Watts would be able to dominate, I guess.
Thank you.
And we will be there tomorrow. We
Thank
will
you.
all be there tomorrow. Me, Jamie, and Dad.
I just want you to just make sure, I think Amy told me you felt guilty for going out to eat the other night. I want you guys to, to still feel like you can live a normal life too,
Well, I know. This, and we will. For you, I'll do that. For you, I will do that.
Because, there's still going to be,
For you, I will do that. I'm not putting down Cindy here. I can understand how difficult, how utterly devastating this would be for any parent to see their child going through this when he's the one that has killed his entire family, including two of her grandchildren. So an incredibly difficult situation, but she's going to lead a normal life just for him. So she's making him feel grateful. I'm not saying she's doing any of this intentionally whatsoever. This is just the way she is and the dynamic that she's always had. I assume, anyway, and this is just my opinion based on this relatively small amount of information. In my opinion, she's always made Chris feel grateful for how she feels, and if she gives him a reward or she gives him positivity, then he's got to feel grateful for that. Life goes on. Of course, she's going to have to go back to being a functional part of her normal life. Of course, she has to eat and stuff. So why make him feel grateful for it?
Anniversaries, birthdays, holidays, I want you guys to still live like it was, like this wasn't going on, okay?
Okay. I just wish you would have talked to us more.
I know.
So there's an acknowledgement that they needed to talk more, which is somewhat ironic, but let's go on.
But you are so loved. There's no doubt about that. Your family is here for you. We will always be here for you, and you know that.
I bet that makes him feel really guilty, given that he's killed Cindy and Ronnie's grandchildren.
I know.
Your life is not over. It is not over. And you better stay strong, because I have got to stay strong.
So you've got to stay strong because I've got to stay strong. So because I'm doing it, you've got to do it. That's an order. That's not stay strong, Chris, for you, That's stay strong, Chris, for me.
Okay? I have got to say.
And those little nervous laughs he does. It's like he's a bit scared of her. He's nervous. He's nervous at talking to her. I can only imagine what his childhood would have been like with such a passive personality that Chris has got, and then this overbearing, domineering personality that she's got. A recipe for disaster in parenting.
Wrong, because this is we all will get through this together.
Okay.
Chris has now got to get used to a very, very difficult life, a very different life for the rest of his life, and saying we'll get through this isn't acknowledging what Chris has done at all. It's not giving him the opportunity to even start to begin to think about what he's done and take responsibility for what he's done. Not at all. We will get through this. Like, there's going to be an end. They've all got to cope. Very, very different way of life. But she's not in the same situation as Chris.
You, me, Ronnie, Jamie,
all of the people that she's listing off here have got a completely different life to the one that Chris is now going to lead to the rest of his life. And she doesn't acknowledge that at all.
Us will get through this together because we love you so much.
I love you too.
I don't care what you did. I love you so much.
That is so strange to say, I don't care what you did when he killed her grandchildren. That is such a strange dynamic. How can he begin to atone for what he's done in his own head when she tells him she doesn't care what he's done? And she might be doing it to try to say that she loves him, but it's a very strange way of showing love under the circumstances.
They're going to give us all your photos back and your trophies.
Oh, okay.
And we've got all your jerseys.
Okay.
And gosh, some of them still have tags on them.
I know there was one jersey that I wore a lot. It was the Ryan Shazier jersey.
Uh-huh.
And I just wore that one a lot because he got injured. I think not this past the season beforehand. He had a neck injury and he didn't think he'd ever walk again. So I wore that jersey a lot. And he's walking now, so it's definitely like a big comeback. But I wore that jersey a lot. That's why like some of the other ones still had tags on them.
Will you tell Jamie that name because I'll forget it?
Oh, okay.
Tell Jamie that name so she'll say me.
That is, oh my God, that just leaps out as the completely disinterested, self-obsessed mother. He was talking there about something that interests him, right? It might not mean anything to her, but she knows he's into his sports. And, yep, she might know nothing about, she might not have ever heard of the player that he's talking about, but it's something that meant something to him. The reason why he wore a certain jersey was because of this particular person who meant something to him. And I know it might seem out of place, seeing as they're sitting in a jail, but a bit of normality there and engaging him in a topic that was of interest to him. That's how two-way conversation works, Cindy. Whereas she just completely dismissed it and said, oh, tell Jamie that. I'll forget. Tell Jamie. That's not, he wasn't telling Cindy that story so that she could remember the name. He's engaging her in conversation, which is what she said she wanted. And he was completely dismissed and he went, oh, okay. You know, somebody like me who's more outspoken, I'd be like, you never listen. You never listen to me. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to you about normal things that I'm interested in, and you just dismiss it. And I bet that's his entire childhood was her just self-focused and just dismissing anything that she didn't want to hear. Any stories about sports, oh, go and tell your dad, go and tell Jamie. Complete dismissal of something that her son is really interested in. What a strange mother.
So Frank brought some items back.
And there, did you notice she just completely changed the subject?
Do you have any pictures from the house or anything, or no?
And so did he. He's just following her lead in this conversation. There's no two-way conversation at all. It's her talking and him acknowledging what she said. That's it. He's tried. He has tried, and she dismissed it. So somebody who's kind of high agreeableness and high introvert like Chris, she's a really difficult person to get on with in a two-way street, a two-way conversation.
Pictures from your house?
Yeah, I didn't know if you had any from there or not.
No, they didn't. They didn't give us anything like that.
Oh, she's getting the world's smallest violin out now. Oh, they didn't give us anything like that. No, we didn't get anything like that. Did she ask? I don't know.
Brought your jerseys back, and let's see, and I think there were still some trophies there.
Yeah.
But there's still quite a few things that, you know, that I'm sure is probably still at the house or something.
Gotcha.
I was gonna. I don't know about Omar's ashes.
I think
they could find them.
If the urn's still in there, it's on the dresser in the bedroom.
Well, maybe I can swing by there.
Don't strain yourself, Cindy. Oh, maybe I can swing by there if I'm interested enough. And he's just like, yeah, gotcha, yeah. One-sided, complete self-obsession, Cindy.
I don't know. Whatever we're able to get from that toolbox, we're gonna put it aside to come visit you and
see. So that's possibly a nice thing, right? Sell his toolbox, raise some money so that she can go and visit him. Great. But what does she say next?
You know, just where there's a will, there's a way, and we're gonna figure it out.
You just use it for whatever you need. Trust me.
So Chris has then said, "Yeah, use the money for whatever you need. That's fine, because he's not going to be needing his toolbox, is he? But yeah, that's fine. You can have it."
No, it's that's what I need.
That's what I need. Not that we want to come and see you, Chris. It's what I need. Self-obsession, Cindy. It's what I need. I'm going to use your money for what I need.
To see my son.
I've got to see my son. I've got to see my son. It's a complete one-way relationship, this. You can see why Chris has grown up being with this kind of, it's like dysfunctional view of women. It's like he doesn't know himself. Now, that's partly his personality. It's not a personality disorder. It's just his personality. It's high conscientiousness, high agreeableness, high introversion, probably quite high neuroticism as well. It's the way he is, but he's not been helped at all by his mother just dominating him, and he's not had a good kind of set of role models. That's not excusing anything he did at all, not one bit, but it's just interesting. It's an observation that he chose another kind of quite dominant personality to be his wife, and then another dominant personality to be his mistress.
I need to see my son.
I need to see my son.
You can, like the toolbox, and like if the snowblower's still in there, you can do that too. I mean, I barely even used it, honestly.
So there's a nearly new snowblower that she could also use for money so that she can go and visit him, because that's what she needs. So he's trying to help her here. He's trying to do what little he can, like sell my stuff, sell all my stuff, sell whatever you can, and then you can visit me. For you.
Oh my gosh.
It's still in the garage because that thing's too heavy to move anyways.
Well, I don't know what's in there or what isn't. I don't know if Frank and them took it home.
I know that. Well, just whatever's in there.
No.
Oh, Frank's. I don't know what Frank's doing. Oh, like self-obsessed about her own emotion. Oh, she's so annoying.
None of that stuff matters to me.
So none of it matters, except for she wants to use it for money so that she can visit him, so that she can visit her son, and then in the next breath, she says, none of it matters. Well, Chris was trying to help her. So again, he's been dismissed. Do you see? It's subtle. And it's not intentional on her part. It's just this dynamic that they've always had. She's not intentionally putting him down. I'm only kind of commenting on what I can hear, right now. But that was another dismissal of him being a kind gesture, saying, yep, take whatever you need because you want to visit me. You know what I mean? And then complete dismissal. Oh, none of that matters. It's another put down.
Yeah. I'm just happy that you're okay.
He's in jail. He's murdered his entire family. He's not okay. My God.
That you are going to make this work.
You are going to make this work. You're going to make life imprisonment work. You're going to make the murder of your entire family work. What?
Okay.
And
he just says, okay, yeah, I'm going to make it work. Yeah, I'll make it work.
And whatever else you need. I mean, you just tell me. We will get it. We'll get it to you. Christopher, we support you 100%. I don't care what happened.
I don't care what happened. Well, she does care what happened because her grandchildren are dead at the hands of her son. And I understand how much of a really devastating position she's in. When you say, I don't care what you've done, it keeps him in a state of denial. You know, with him being a passive person that's highly conscientious, highly agreeable, and probably quite high neuroticism as well, I would imagine. This really desire to please. It's impossible now for him to come forward and say, this is what I've done. To even acknowledge it to himself. She doesn't care what he's done. She's lying to herself if she thinks she believes that.
You know, if you ever want to tell us, fine. But right now, I just want you to be okay. Christopher, you look really good.
Thank you. You too.
You do.
He's in prison, so it's not a holiday camp. Tell him he looks good. It's a bit strange.
You look really, really good.
And to stress the fact is even stranger.
Oh my goodness. The service on Sunday, oh my gosh, it was...
She's going to start explaining the service now that they had for Shanann and the girls. I know she's grieving. She's a grieving grandma. And she's a grieving mother as well, for a different reason. But she explains it like she's talking to somebody else, not the person who murdered all of these people. Again, it's a lack of acknowledgement of the gravity of the situation. And Chris is never gonna be able to take responsibility.
It was so pretty. Everything was decorated so nicely for Halloween, and we had crosses made for each of them. And I had bought a CD player at Walmart, and and they put the CD in, and it kept skipping and it kept skipping and kept skipping. And so they sang the song without the CD. And then the second CD they put in, it was skipping and skipping and skipping. And Monica said, okay, that's little Cece. She is over there messing with that CD right this minute.
Oh, little Cece. A complete bundle of energy. And that was a really genuine laugh from Chris. A nervous one, but a genuine one. But again, it's like she's explaining that to somebody who isn't the murderer of little Cece.
And then an eagle flew over the gravesite. And,
really?
Yeah, and it was, and the pictures that we took, they were, they had a ray of sunshine in each picture of all of them, and it was a nice service. Everyone attended, and Everyone sends their love. Mike, Joey, Keith, Juana.
Did she say Lana? Lana? I suppose Lana's a relatively common name.
Debbie, Linda, Christina. All of them send their love to you, Chris. Please, please, just stay strong. Promise me.
I will.
Promise me. I can't lose you.
Oh, so not stay strong for you to deal with it. It's for you, Cindy, because I can't lose you. I can't lose you. And yeah, I get it. She's his mother. I get it. But again, it's all about her. Why not put her own feelings to one side and talk about him? Why not talk about him?
I won't do anything like that.
No, I can't lose you.
Yeah, you don't commit suicide because I said so.
What pictures did you choose for the service?
Oh, remember when we were at the splash pad in Colorado? The one where Cece just turned around and I got a really good close-up picture of her, and I used that. And then the one with Bella at the splash pad where she was wrapped up in the blanket, and she looked so peaceful, so solemn, you know, just serious, just like you. You know, she was just you.
Yeah.
She was you. She was you. And there's so many people out there that love you and pray for you. And they know what kind of man you are.
A murderer?
Everybody knows what kind of man you are.
A murderer, a mass murderer, a murderer of your entire family.
So
I'll stay strong, trust me.
You better stay strong.
You better stay strong, Chris, because I tell you so. I am your domineering mother. I tell you so, and you do as I say.
Good. And we're going to be there tomorrow.
Okay.
To support you.
Thank
and would you like us, how about on the 19th? Can we come on the 19th?
That's totally up to you if you want to.
Okay. That's going to be a tough day.
That day's going to be really rough.
Yeah.
Like extreme, like tomorrow is going to be like more short, but that day is going to be very long.
We'll be here. We'll be here for you. Okay?
Okay.
I know. I just want to sit here and look at you.
Dad showed me his bracelet. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I got one too.
That's good.
You and your dad are so much alike.
Yeah.
They are. They are. Both dominated by Cindy Watts.
So much alike. Oh my gosh. Oh, Chris. Gosh, it's so good to see you. Okay, yes. Yes, on the 19th. Absolutely. I want to be there to support you.
I want to be there. I want to be there. Of course she does. She's his mother. But...
Thank you.
Okay.
That's the week of Thanksgiving. Just remember that.
The 19th is?
The week of it. I think it's on a Monday though, right? Yeah, it's on a Monday.
On a Monday?
Yeah.
Well, I just don't want you to do this by yourself.
It mean a lot. It's gonna be a long day that day.
I know it will be.
Compared to tomorrow, it's just gonna be like 30 minutes maybe at the max, and then it'll be done. But yeah, that day is gonna be long.
How long?
I don't know. It just kind of depends.
Why, has she got something else booked that day as well? Strange.
Just depends.
Well, you'll get through it. We all will get through it together. Team, your mom, me, your dad, Jamie. I don't know if Jamie will be there, but we will definitely be there.
Okay.
People out there they know who you are.
A murderer.
And they know what kind of person you are.
A murderer. of his entire family. And now there's a Netflix documentary. Everybody knows.
And you make me want to start reading the Bible.
It's an amazing book for sure.
And Ronnie got baptized.
Yeah, he told me about that.
That was quite sweet of Ronnie to do that. I think Ronnie's much more in tune with Chris. I mean, he's awkward. He's kind of socially awkward, but I think he's more in tune with Chris. We see this on the next call than Cindy. Cindy's got no clue whatsoever. No clue on how to hold a two-way conversation.
You're the only person in this world that can make that man do anything. Everybody wanted him baptized for a long, 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 long time. Mama, remember Mama tried to get him to get baptized?
I know.
Wouldn't do it because I'll just like with the smoking. I'll do it one day. I'm working on it. But you're the only one that could ever get it done. Yes. Oh, everybody will be there when it comes. Everybody. So don't feel like you're ever alone.
Just been trying to adjust wherever I go.
You do.
Again, I think there's that conscientiousness coming through there.
I know. It's hard. I know it's so hard.
Hard for her. I suppose it is definitely hard for her. Of course it's definitely hard for her. But she's sure as hell going to tell everybody about what it's like for her. Put your feelings aside for a little while.
Don't you dare give up.
Don't you dare give up because I told you so.
Don't. Because you mean too much to us.
Not for Chris himself, but for her.
So much to us.
You guys mean the world to me too, trust me.
I love you, Chris.
I love you too.
It's got 30-something seconds. I don't think me and you've talked this long in a long time.
No, she's talked and he's listened, and then he gives just this nervous laugh. When he wanted to bring up a topic that was inconsequential, she shut it down. She's just talked and he's listened and agreed. That's what that talking has all been about for Cindy.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's all I ever wanted.
It's all she ever wanted. And I bet you any money that when he was a kid, he tried his best to engage her, and if it wasn't of interest to her, she dismissed him. It's only my opinion, but I can bet that that's what their relationship was like.
Just talk to me.
Just talk to me. And then he goes, because probably he knows what it's like trying to talk to her. And then there's this massive silence. Just talk to me. He can't. He doesn't know what to say. Because she'll just dismiss it.
Well, I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Well, that was awkward. That was very awkward. Okay, so the next phone call is when Chris rings home from jail. This is strange.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from an inmate at Will County Jail. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charges, press 2. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello. Hey, hello. Hey, Chris, what's up? Hang on, I get your mama, she's back here.
So Ronnie answers, yeah, Chris, hi, what's up? And then she screams in the background, and then Ronnie has to immediately hand the phone over to her. Right? Doesn't Ronnie have just as much right to have a chat with his son? And just talk about, sports and, shoot the breeze and stuff. And no, Cindy has to come in domineering. Oh my God. Bear in mind, Chris is the one that rang.
What's up?
Still,
How you?
I'm okay.
You still at the same place?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Hi.
Hey, what's up? You can check it off.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hey,
Hey.
what you doing?
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Are you ready?
So maybe he rang because just talk to somebody, just to engage with somebody, just to talk about normal things. Maybe that's what he rang for. We can only assume. But she just dominates the conversation with negativity.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Where are you?
I'm still okay.
You still in the same place?
Yeah, still in the same place.
Okay. Okay. Darling, I did not know you didn't receive our letter till a few days ago.
Sorry, just like,
Have you learned?
you don't need to like overnight stuff because they still have to like, go through it and scan it and stuff like that.
I know, but I've never even received the thing back that anyone signed for it. No one. I didn't see anything. And there's some bad stuff coming out. And
So there's some bad stuff coming out that's making her feel bad. So when Chris rings just to hear some friendly faces, he's just bombarded with all this bad stuff coming out. Well, of course there's going to be bad stuff coming out, but if she put herself, she's got no empathy. If she put herself in his position, yeah, okay, he's put himself there by killing his entire family, but if she really cares for him and empathises with him, then isn't she going to want to listen to him, not to just tell him how bad her life is? Do you see what I mean by that?
I think there's really a lot of bad stuff that Frankie and Sandy and everyone has said about us.
Oh, Frankie and Sandy have been saying bad things about us. So it's making me feel bad. And I'm going to put it all on you now, Chris. Even though you rang up wanting to listen to friendly conversation. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you how bad things are for me.
Bad.
But
But we're going to deal about it. We'll deal with it. But they said your dad had substance. Here, tell him.
Yeah, here, tell him, Ronnie. You tell him, Ronnie, how bad people are making me feel. You tell him, Ronnie. Ronnie's got a little bit more sense, but he just does what she says. Listen to this.
Oh, no, you tell him.
No, you tell him. Maybe he wants to just have a chat with his son. Maybe he just wants to hear Chris talk. But no, Ronnie, you tell him.
Well, they're just saying a bunch of stuff that's not true.
Yeah, a lot of stuff that's not true. And
We're just going to let them do what they want to do.
yeah.
Yeah. Right now?
There's like stuff that was said before or stuff like now.
No, it's stuff that was evidently some things from the past, whatever, but they're saying substance abuse from me and Jamie moving in and out and all this stuff. She was a rebel and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
And then telling whatever else.
Was it stuff like was going on in the case before or stuff they just like are saying now?
We don't know. They're going to go on CNN Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Does Chris really need to hear this? If he's rang to hear some friendly voices, to have some conversation, and now he's got all this put on him about, oh, well, they're going on CNN and it's making me feel bad. Domineering mother with no empathy.
And with the DA. And they're going to say, I don't know what they're going to say. He's just being on his Facebook. We've begun, and I don't know what that means.
This is the call, like jumping. It's not me, it's just jumping. So I can't quite make this out.
And Jamie's been getting threatening emails and phone calls. And these people are crazy. Some of these people are crazy, but I've got so much support from so many people.
So she's been getting support. Jamie's been having threatening emails and threatening phone calls, but it's okay because she's been having support.
I wish you would have
let them deal with say what they want to say.
Just say what they want to say. We don't care. We support you. We love you, and that's all that matters. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That stuff wasn't happening though.
I know, honey. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Hey, don't worry about us.
Don't worry about us.
Just take care of yourself.
And right, Ronnie's leading the conversation here by saying, "Don't worry about it." I don't think Ronnie would have mentioned any of this. I think, you know, Ronnie has got much more empathy for Chris, that he wouldn't have mentioned that. He would have had a chatty conversation, however, you know, as much as Ronnie and Chris can chat, but, you know, a father to son chat. And she's just come in with all this negativity, and he's like, no, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. And then she mirrors him. She says what he says, which is interesting. The dynamic between them two is interesting and probably just as dysfunctional as the relationship she has with Chris.
Take care of yourself and be safe. Please be safe. Please be safe, because I just can't deal with this.
Okay.
So he's got to stay safe because she can't deal with it. So not stay safe because of him, because she wants him to stay healthy and well and safe. But no, it's because she wouldn't like it. She doesn't want to feel bad. Again, it's just all wrong. It's all about her. Self-obsessed Cindy.
Safe.
You'll be safe, honey.
I just want you to be safe.
I just want you to be safe. You better be safe because I say so.
You will. You will, honey.
We love you so much, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for you. Nothing.
And again, and nothing I wouldn't do for you. It's just all this outpouring of Cindy self-obsession. Very dysfunctional.
Just remember, we're always here.
We're always here for you.
See, and she does it again then. Ronnie got it right and said, we're always here for you. And then she mirrors that.
Okay.
And he just says, okay. Okay, yeah.
Tell Jamie I'm sorry that's happening too. I mean,
I know. It doesn't matter to her. She just wants you to be okay.
And again, she's contradicted herself. So Chris does seem to have more of a relaxed relationship with his sister. So, you know, he says, I'm really sorry that that's happening to Jamie. And she's like, oh, it doesn't matter. So again, she's dismissing what he says. It's subtle, but it is. It's a dismissal of what he said because she doesn't want to talk about that now. She wants to talk about herself.
I know, but I don't want Robert or kids to get involved with it either, as far as people trying to get to them either. So
I know.
That's what we're working on.
We're working on that, but I don't agree with anything. I don't agree with anything that woman said that day.
And then she's changed conversation now that she's completely dismissed him. The fact that Jamie's family's now embroiled in this. Chris has said he's really sorry that everybody else is involved. She's completely dismissed it, and she's now got to try and put a case forward. And this woman, and complete dismissal again.
She talked off the top of her head. Everything was manipulated, and we were intimidated.
So he's just said, what are you talking about? And she just carries on because this is the story she wants to tell, because she's right and everyone else, well, just listen to me. And he said, what are you talking about?
And all of that stuff.
Well, it wasn't our story.
It wasn't our story.
Ronnie, again, as she's mirrored him. It wasn't our story. Yeah, it wasn't our story.
None of it was.
That's what you're talking about the other day. She was lying. You're talking about her, right?
What are you talking about?
See, again, he says, what are you talking about? Because she just blurts out all of this stuff, and he's no idea what she's on about.
When you said you knew that her statements wasn't true, whatever.
Which one?
What are you talking about, Nicole? What are you talking about?
Nicole.
Nicole, okay.
That's fine. Now, what that lady said, Jean said that day, was not what we meant.
Not what we said.
Not what we said. We had
We
no idea what
didn't
she
say
was saying.
anything.
So Chris must be feeling really confused at this point. That Jean is someone from the sentencing. So Jean has got it all wrong. Jean's talking off the top of her head. They didn't say that. So he rang up for a chat He's been dismissed about feeling bad about his sister. He's had all of this nonsense foisted upon him by his mother, who has no empathy. And he's like in solitary confinement in Well County Jail. Yeah, great. Great parenting there, Cindy.
Thing that she said, and it broke our hearts.
I was talking.
It broke your heart. Because why? Self-obsessed Cindy.
The cold stuff in the paper and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Okay, that's no problem.
Okay, it was.
I was just talking about that stuff because all the stuff that came out the other day, it was kind of debunked all the stuff she said. So.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
No, I thought you were talking about Gene. I'm not sure which one you was talking about with Gene. When Gene said that he did it.
No, we did not.
No.
We never did. All we wanted to do was get in the courtroom and give our statement and tell you how much.
So all she wanted to do was just get in the courtroom, give a statement, and Jean just misconstrued everything. Jean was talking off the top of her head.
I'm gonna have to go now.
And then he says, I've got to go. I've got to go now. Well, because he rang up for a chat. And now he's feeling more confused and upset. And you might be saying, well, he deserves it because he's a mass murderer. And, well, he deserves to be in jail. But these are just perfect demonstrations of what a dysfunctional relationship that Chris has with his mother and how domineering she is. And is it any surprise that he's not been able to have a relationship where he's felt like an equal? Yeah.
I thought that you didn't. You gotta go.
And she didn't even hear him. She carried on talking, and then she went, "Oh, you've got to go. Oh."
Yeah, I gotta go.
I'm sorry.
Is it time already?
Already.
I gotta head back in cell.
Okay. I love you. Please call us again.
Please call us again. Please call us again.
Try to post the mark again.
Jim, bye-bye. I love you.
Bye.
The caller has hung up.
Quite frankly, I'm not surprised the caller hung up. If I was in Chris's position and I had a domineering mother like that, quite frankly, I wouldn't want to speak to her. But, yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hope you're well, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Bye, folks.